What's going on YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. And first of all, what I wanted to say, because I'm most likely going to title this, Don't Let Bitcoin Put You to Sleep. That's what I want to bring to you right now. Don't let Bitcoin put you to sleep at this area right now. What we're going to do, we're going to dig into Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame here, and you can see we're getting squeezed now. We're holding support of this 200 moving average, which is extremely important for us, guys. We've been holding that as support since April 5th, 2020. So ever since then, it's been support. Now what's happening is we're getting squeezed between that 9,410 and that 10,483. And you can see how we've just been moving sideways. We're in that range. And what you're going to want to look for, guys, to the upside, I would want to get up above $10,500, and it needs to be on heavy volume. To the downside, if we do start breaking down through this 200, I would look to my alert or alarm that I have here at $8,535. That's going to be very important for us. And what typically happens before you get a break, you're going to see the candles get extremely tight. And that's what's happening right now, right in this area. And when those candles get tight, you're going to have the squeeze, the volume's going to start dropping off, and you're going to wait for that next move. And a lot of the times the volume will come in on like the 5-minute, even the 15-minute chart. So sometimes that can give you a heads up if you're really paying attention to the action, because this is whale manipulation, guys. When you see these huge, massive sticks of volume like that, and a lot of times they come in on the 5-minute, that's going to show you that that's a whale who is directing this market, who is the market maker. They're moving this market, and that's what you want to do. You want to follow that. So what we're waiting to see is if this secondary trend, remember macro sense, we're still having lower highs, but in the secondary here, you can even see with our volatility stop, it's still green. We've still been in an uptrend, so we've been moving sideways, and if we can get another move to the upside out of here, typically, guys, what happens is you'll get a whole nother section like we had here. So we consolidated sideways, and then we'd have a whole nother move equal to the length of this. Typically, it doesn't have to happen, but that's what a lot of books say. So that's why this is such a critical area here. This really could be a massive pump or dump, and we just have to be ready. We have to be patient, and we have to watch these candles and see which direction they go. And I'd be looking for just like strong bullish engulfing candles, merit bazoo candles to the upside on heavy volume is what I'd be looking for if I was going to jump into a trade here. So that's Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame. Really watch those areas, guys. On the 4-hour time frame here, pay attention to this 200 moving average on the 4-hour. I promise you that's extremely important. Typically when we lose it, like back in here, we have massive dumps. Okay, so just be aware of that. I just want to give you a heads up on that. And you can see the RSI, we've just been moving sideways right now at 54. Volume still tailing off. We're waiting for that direction. So that's going to be Bitcoin, guys. You get some from that. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We're going to be moving into Litecoin next. And with Litecoin, I wanted to look at this on the 4-hour time frame as well. So Litecoin's sitting at $46 right now and 23 cents. Guys, the heavy volume that we have had, it's been to the downside. As you can see, once we had this trend line break, we've had heavy volume to the downside right here. And then we had a downside break right here. Very important one, again, on heavy volume. So what this has been showing me here is we need a big swell to the upside to change this trend, because right now the impulse waves have been to the downside. You've been having heavier volume on the downside, not on this reaction back up here. We're having lower volume reactions. So for me, it's important that we change that and also stay up above this 200 moving average and this green trend line. Been paying a lot of attention to that green trend line, because that's going to show you when these higher lows that we've been putting in since we had this big dump here are finally broken. And then that, guys, typically leads, trend line breaks lead to a big, pump or dump, depending on what you're looking at, bullish or bearish trend line breaks. But what's tough for Litecoin here still is that we have a lot of overhead resistance here. We're looking at $47.86. We're looking up here around almost $50 psychologically as well, that round number, $50, where we had this dump. So that's very meaningful. And then we'd have $51. So this is a lot of overhead resistance here. In terms of, Bitcoin and Litecoin, it's just a tough spot right now. If we take a look, and you can see how neutral it is. On the summary here, we have an 8 sell, 10 neutral, and a 10 buy. So that is very neutral right in this area. And I believe many traders who are like myself, they're waiting to see which direction we're going to get pushed here, because we've been in this range. It's just a guessing game. at this point. You want to put the odds in your favor. So that's always something to pay attention to, is putting the odds in your favor, having that stop loss in, risk to reward management. Where's the overhead resistance? Where's the support? That type of stuff, guys. It can save you a lot of money. So that's Litecoin right now. And then we're going to get into Ethereum. Ethereum sitting at $243 right now, and Ethereum's up at a resistance area as well. You can see this previous resistance. Right now, we dumped at that area the last time we tested this, and now we've just been moving sideways, waiting for that direction. The volatility stop on the 4-hour time frame is at $238 right now. What we would need to do is get up over top of that. Guys, I'm going to say $250, because that's going to be that round number as well. If we can get up above that, there's a nice little opening to about $278, and then we'd be looking up there around that $290 are going to be the areas. And, you know, maybe after this pump that we've had out of here and we had this trend line break, we just need to cool down, move sideways before we have that next leg up to try to take us up to some of these higher levels. That's going to be to the upside, but we got to get through that 247 first. That's going to be important. To the downside, what we want to hold as support was previous resistance, about $225. We need to hold that as support, and then it'd be down here around this 200 moving average at about $215. But it's important still for this secondary trend that we've been in, or this intermediate term uptrend that we've been in here, to continue that, to keep having those higher lows come in so we can get that push. But you see, just like in this area, how we pushed up, we moved sideways for quite a while, and then we had that next leg up. We're just going to see if we're going to get that or not. In terms of Ethereum, want to take a look at TradingView here. So we have a 15 buy, 9 neutral, 4 sell. So you can see that's ahead of Litecoin right now. Moving averages are looking good. 3 sell, 1 neutral, 13 buy. Then oscillators just running a little bit more neutral right now. So guys, that's what I wanted to bring to you here. There hasn't been a ton to cover just because we've been moving sideways, and I don't want to waste anybody's time. So if you get some from this, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I appreciate you being here with me today. God bless.